What's up, everybody? Mr. OG Games here, and today we are finally going to be starting Workshop 26, and then we'll take a look at some other things inside the city to kind of give you my plan going forward from here. So all the resources needed, we will go ahead and start the upgrade, and yeah, we'll wait it out. There's no need to speed through this one. In fact, I mean, I have enough speeds, but to drain all the speeds out when really I'm lacking some resources that I need to get going anyway, it's pointless. So, looking at some city stuff now. The next step to 27, you can see it, the hospital. That's the big one, of course, that I need more levels on, and then the wall, like always. So the hospital is not going to be too bad. I think when you guys see this video will probably be on Halloween or maybe the day before, which at that point I'm probably well on my way leveling it up, my hopes anyway. So getting the hospital up to 26 is not going to be too difficult. The wall, I do need to gather some much needed oil for that. My pack or my bag reserves they're running a little low. I've been using them here or there. But anyway, looking at the city, right now, just recapping on that wounded, I had in the biochemical hospital, I had some people ask certain questions, so I'm gonna put that on the screen there real quick just so they can see. But another thing here is the garage. I have a few things that I need to research on, a couple levels, so I figured now while we got a little bit of extra and especially some waiting time, I'll go ahead and get some of this wounded conversion taken care of. My hospital capacity is well above my fleet, like I've mentioned, but keeping that ratio as high as possible takes a loss and turns it into a wounded at a I think right now the level, and I'd have to look through it, but to better that ratio, to give you an example, say 10 go into battle, 7 were killed. Well, if the ratio is higher, then say out of the 7 maybe only 5 were lost versus the 7, if that makes sense to you. So work to be done there. Also, as you can see, refugees, I've got the buildings are all at 22. I'm going to level them all up to 26 eventually. I'm going to focus on the buildings obviously to get to 27 first, and continue with the tech as I go as well. But going from 22 to 26 will give me 9,000. So that will take me, I'm doing some quick math, that'll take me easily to 13, almost 14. So I've got it there. All right, we've got that. That'll come. I mean, you're talking percentages, 1% increase, I believe, and then another at 14. So excuse me for my voice too, I've been sick as a dog for a week. That's why the videos are a little slow. Anyway, that'll come. That's gonna be a focus, of course, because in a game of percentages, 1%, 2%, they add up. And I'm definitely keeping an eye on those and looking at that. I've had a lot of people also comment, well, you need to get your officers up, blah blah blah. I don't spend anything on this game. So what I have officer wise, and I'll show that here in a minute, is all strictly on what I get from events, as far as you know, fragments, purple, blue, whatever, and then just luck. So I take that, and then of course I will sell off the ones that I don't need, in the shop, and then use those points for the ones I do need. So it's slow for me. It's slow for me, but I'm trying. And you know, you do all the events and you do your daily stuff to try to get it up as high as you possibly can in order to level up those officers as well. That way you can, you know, give it everything you got, basically. But to answer a lot of questions, why my officers aren't higher, it's because I'm not spending. I could buy pack after pack after pack, spend a few hundred, maybe even $1,000 and have maybe one officer at a 4-star. That's not worth it to me. Yes, the game's nice, and yes, it would be awesome to have that, but real life things come first. So that's my stance anyway. But just taking a look at the hospital here, my wounded limit is just where it needs to be. So the hospital, definitely going up with that to get to 27. We've covered wounded limits. We've covered fleet size. My biggest focus from here on out, once I finish the workshop at 26, that'll give me all 3 ways to train up the T9s, and then I'll continue my push on that. The only reason you don't see them baking right now is because I needed the resources to make that final little push and get them up, you know, get that building going. But the officers, that's another goal of mine, but it's going to be just one of those random things that come when they come. You can see in here, I've got everything at purple for the most part, -2 on warfare. The 2 that I do have that are blue, they're starred up. They're not full starred by no means. They're leveled up high for what they are, but they're not 4-star. So just taking a look at everything that I have focused on here, and all these officers that I have meet my gameplay. This right here is basically what my gameplay strategy is. Do I have a couple others? Yeah, that I rotate in and out when I'm doing certain things. But for the most part, these are the key ones that stay in, you know, for the wounded, for the fleet size, for the conversion, for the attack, for the HP, for the recruitment speed. This is my main setup here. I do have 1 or 2 others that I will rotate in and out, basically only for gathering purposes, and I think one is for technology, but it's not as good as the other, but it does have the gather on it. So I do keep those and rotate those in as needed as well. But I'll be focusing on the officers for sure. But from here on out, building wise, it's going to be the hospital. Once that's up, then the wall, and then we will continue the tech. But as always, if you guys liked the video, smash the thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, y'all keep gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.